The night kept what we couldn't say, and I still break the same today. The rain was falling when you left, like even heaven lost its breath. You didn't turn, you didn't cry, just disappeared into the night. We stood so close, yet worlds apart. Two quiet storms, one breaking heart. No words were needed, still we knew we were the end we couldn't undo. And I could hear it in your eyes, the truth we buried in disguise. A love too heavy to confess, so we called silence happiness. The night kept what we couldn't say. It locked our truth and walked away. A love that never found its voice, but still became our only choice. Now I'm haunted by your name, like a fire that won't turn to flame. If love was real but never shown, then I still feel it in my bones. The night kept what we couldn't say, and I still break the same today. Old street light flickering gold, a story neither of us told. Two cups of coffee turning cold, like promises we never sold. You looked at me like you might stay, but silence pulled you far away. And every step you didn't take is every scar still awake. We were a breath away from truth, but fear was louder in our youth. And every second left unsaid still echoes softly in my head. The night kept what we couldn't say. It turned almost into gray. A love that lived but never grew, still breathing somewhere inside you. Now I'm a ghost of what we were, still chasing pieces in the blur. If love was real but never claimed, it still survives inside my pain. The night kept what we couldn't say, and I still call your name that way. It shows us what it never heals, and now I live inside the cost of every moment that we lost. The night kept what we couldn't say, but it can't take when I'm alone. The night kept what we couldn't say, but it never took you away. The night remembers everything, even what we try to forget, especially you. Some loves don't end. They just never begin. And that's the hardest part. Rain falls quiet on my skin, like all the words we never let in. You were standing just one step away, but we both forgot what we should say. The city glows in broken light, like it remembers that same night. Two silhouettes, no hand to hold, just stories left forever cold. And I could feel it in your breath, a love pretending it was dead. So we stayed frozen in between the real and what we never mean. We were ashes of what we never started, a fire that broke before it burned. Two hearts too scared to be divided, so we became the lessons never learned. Now I talk to you in empty rooms, where every silence still consumes. If love was real but never claimed, then I still whisper your name. We were ashes of what we never started, and that's the way we both departed. Old street corner, fading sign, I still rewind that space and time. You looked at me like you could see the version you were scared to be. I should have crossed that fragile line, but fear was louder every time. So I let the moment slip away, like rain that never learned to stay. We were a breath away from flame, but never once said what we became. Two ghosts rehearsing what was real, but never learning how to feel. We were ashes of what we never started, a love too quiet, too broken hearted, a dream that never got its chance to turn silence into dance. Now every night I lose control to memories that take their toll. If love was real but never found, it still keeps echoing around. say I'd break the fear between our hands and change the shape of what love stands. But time don't wait, it just divides what we feel from what we hide. And now I'm standing in the flame of everything we couldn't name. We were ashes of what we never started, but still it hurts like we never parted. A love that lived beneath the skin, but never let the truth come in. Now I'm the echo of your past, still holding on to nothing that lasts. If love was real but never claimed, it still survives inside my pain. We were ashes of what we never started, and I still burn where you departed. Some loves don't end, they just never begin, and that's the hardest part. Street lights shimmer on broken roads, like memories I never told. You walk beside me just out of reach, like every truth we couldn't teach. We spoke in silence, soft and thin, where love was hiding underneath our skin. So close we almost crossed that line, but fear kept pulling back in time. And I could feel your heart collide with every truth you tried to hide. Two souls that almost became one, but never saw what we become. We never needed words, only courage to turn that silence into truth. But we let the moment disappear, like fading light on empty rooms. Now I'm left with what we lost, every chance we never crossed, a love that lived but never grew, still breathing somewhere inside you. We never needed words, but we never had the courage to. Old cafes, same cracked neon glow, two empty seats from long ago, your fingers tracing through the steam, like you were drifting from a dream. I watched you fade into the night, without a fire, without a light, and every second I let go is every scar I'll never show. We were a step away from flame, but never dared to say our name. And every heartbeat left unsaid still echoes softly in my head. We never needed words, only courage to turn the silence into fire. But we let the silence win and buried every lost desire. Now I'm drowning in the rain trapped inside what I call you. We never needed words, but I still whisper them to you. And now I live inside the cost of every moment that we lost. We never needed words, only courage to save what we both let decay. But we were lost in hesitation and watched our love just drift away. Now every drop of falling rain is every truth we can't explain. A love that never got to bloom still haunts the corners of this room. We never needed words, but I still live inside you. Maybe love was never about words, just the moments we were too afraid to keep. And I kept them all. The city sleeps in shades of gray, while I still walk the roads we made. Streetlights flicker like they know the things we never dared to show. You stood there close, but not enough to turn our silence into love. We smiled like nothing could begin, while everything was caving in. And I could feel it in your breath, a truth we never came to confess. Two hearts one step away from flame, but never learned to speak its name. We let the night decide for us. We let it bury what was us. A love too soft to ever break, but strong enough to make us ache. Now I'm alone with what remains, a memory that still contains the words we buried underground. In every silent falling sound, we let the night decide for us. And I never said your name. Old cafe, the same slow song, two empty chairs where we belong. Your coffee cold, my hands still shake from every choice we didn't make. You looked away like you knew why. Some things are born just to die, and I pretended I was fine. while losing you in real time. We were so close to crossing lines, but fear was louder every time. And every second we ignored became the ghost we both endured. We let the night decide for us, and it decided to break us. A love that never found a voice, but still became our only choice. Now every rain that hits the ground is every word we never found. We were a flame beneath the skin that never let the light come in. We let the night decide for us, and I still live inside the dust. If I could turn the clock around, I'd make a single final sound. I'd say your name without regret, before the world could both forget. But time don't bend, it only takes, and leaves behind the hearts it breaks. And all I am is what we were, a fading light, a soft blur. We let the night decide for us, in every tear we couldn't trust. A love that never got to grow, but never fully let us go. Now I'm the echo of your breath, still living in what's after death. If love was real but never said, it still survives inside my head. We let the night decide for us, and I still call it us instead. The night decided everything, except how to forget you. So I don't. So I don't. The street is empty, painted wet, like every promise we forget. Your shadow walks beside my own, but never feels like coming home. We talking looks we never trust, and hands that almost turn to dust. So close we could have crossed the line, but fear was louder every time. And I still taste the words we killed, the things we felt but never spilled. We built a love out of restraint, then caught in nothing, called it fate. No one heard us breaking down in every lost and silent sound. A love that never made a scene, but lived inside a broken dream. We were a song we couldn't play, a truth we buried every day. Now I'm the echo of your name, still burning softly in the flame. No one heard us breaking, but I still feel it anyway. Oh, cafe light, half empty absence fills it like perfume. 2 cups of coffee turning cold, like every story left untold. You looked away, I stayed too still, as if the moment bent to will. And every second we ignored his every scar I still explore. We were so close to something real, but never learned to say what's real. 2 hearts that almost synced in time, but chose to live a quiet lie. No one heard us breaking down, no voice, no crash, no final sound, just love dissolving in the air, like it was never really there. We were a fire under glass, too fragile, ever meant to last. Now I'm the ghost you left behind, still moving through the edge of time. No one heard us breaking, but I still hear it in my mind. If I could turn the night today, I'd change the words we didn't say. I'd pull you close before you fade and break the silence we both made. But time don't wait, it never bends. It only shows where nothing ends. And all I have is what remains, a love still bleeding through the rain. No one heard us breaking down, but I still hear that hollow sound. A love that never had a voice, but made me lose every choice. Now I'm a shadow of your truth, still chasing pieces left of you. If love was real but never said, it still survives inside my head. No, no one heard us breaking, but it's still breaking me instead. No one heard us, but I did. Every night, every time I think of you. Streetlights fade on wet pavement lines, your reflection lost in faded signs. We walk so close yet never collided, 2 quiet hearts always divided. You looked at me like you understood, but we stayed silent like we knew we should. Every breath we never dared to speak became the reason we feel so weak. And I could feel it in your eyes, 1,000 words we never tried. We built a love out of restraint and called it nothing, called it ain't. We loved in the spaces between words, and every silence that never heard. A truth too fragile to be free, a dream that wasn't meant to be. Now I'm lost in what we denied, 1,000 moments we both hid inside. If love was real but never said, then it still lives inside my head. We loved in the spaces between words, and that's the truth we never heard. Old cafe crack untold, like stories neither of us told. I watched your fingers trace the steam like you were fading from a dream, and every second I let go is every wound I'll ever know. We were a flame behind the glass, too scared to let the moment pass. Two souls that almost synchronize, but live their love in disguise. We love in the spaces between words, where nothing spoken ever occurred. A love too quiet to survive, strong enough to feel alive. Now every night I call your name, but silence answers just the same. If love was truth we couldn't face, and I am lost in empty space. We loved in the spaces between words, and that's the pain I still rehearse. If I could turn the night around, I'd break the silence, make a sound. I'd take your hand before you go, and say the things I couldn't show. But time don't wait, it slips away. It turns our night into decay, and all that's left is memory of what we were too scared to be. We love in the spaces between words, and every silence that still hurts. A love that never learned to speak, but stayed inside us, slow and deep. Now I'm a ghost of what we were, still breathing every single blur. If love was real but never said, still survives inside my head. We loved in the spaces between words, and I still hear what we never said. If I close my eyes, you're still there, in everything we never dared to say. Rain falls soft on empty streets, where your shadow used to meet my feet. Neon bleeding into the ground, like every word we never found. You stood so close, I felt your soul, but neither of us lost control. We smiled like nothing was wrong, while silence wrote our only song. And I could hear your heart too near, but we both pretended not to hear. Two souls in glass, afraid to break, afraid of what we'd have to take. The rain knew what we never said, it spoke the truth inside my head. Every drop was your goodbye, every storm a reason why we were loved with the strength to say the love we let just slip away. Old cafes ain't crooked chair, your ghost still lingers in the air. Two coffees cooling side by side, like we already said goodbye. I watch your fingers trace the cup, like you were trying to give up on something neither of us knew was slowly dying and in plain view. And every second we held back was every reason we went black. Two hearts that almost synchronized, but chose to live in disguise. The rain knew what we never said, it carved your name inside my head. Every storm became your face, every silence left a trace. We were a story never told, to one that ever grow cold. Now I'm standing in the flame, calling out your hidden name. The things we buried in the night still bleeding to the fading light. If I could break the hands of time, I'd rewrite every warning sign. I'd pull you closer through the fear and say the words you needed near. But time don't wait, it turns to dust. It teaches loss, it teaches trust. And now all I can do is feel a wound that never seems to heal. The rain knew what we never said, it sang the truth inside my head. A love too quiet to survive, but strong enough to stay alive. Now every drop that hits the ground is every truth we never found. We were a flame beneath the skin that never let the light come in. The rain knew what we never said, and it still echoes in my head. If I close my eyes, I can still hear you in the rain, saying nothing, just like me. The streetlights drip on empty ground, your shadow moves without a sound. I swear I saw you turn away, but maybe it was just the rain. We shared the air, we shared the night, two fragile hearts just out of sight. So close I could have reached your hand, but silence had another plan. And every look we never spoke became the weight that softly broke the space between what could be true and all the things we didn't do. but never let the words come in. Now I'm talking to the empty room where your memory still consumes. We were a song we never played, a promised time just washed away. If silence had a name, it was you. And I still carry what we couldn't move. Old cafe with broken lights, 2 cups of coffee endless nights. You traced your fears in folded hands, like trying hard to understand. I should have stopped the world that day, but courage never found its way. So I let you fade into the cold, like stories never meant to be told. Now every road I walk alone feels like your voice inside my bones, a ghost that never says goodbye, just lingers softly in the sky. If silence had a name, it was you. The space between what's false and true, a love we held but never kept, a dream we both refused to step. Now I'm drowning in the afterglow of everything we didn't show. We were a fire under stone, burning quiet, burning alone. If silence had a name, it was you. And I still bleed from what we never knew. I hear you in the pouring rain, like memories that speak in pain. If I could turn the night around, I'd break the silence, make a sound. I'd say your name without regret, before the world could both forget. But time don't wait, it don't forgive, it only shows us how to live. With everything we never said still echoing inside my head. If silence had a name, it was you. A love I couldn't push right through, it lived where words were never born. In every tear I held and torn, now I'm singing through the pale moonlight to every version of that night. We were so close to something real, but chose the pain we couldn't feel. If silence had a name, it was you. And I'm still lost in what we didn't do. If silence had a name, I would still call yours, even if you never answer anymore. The city breeze in shades of blue, streetlights flicker, thinking of you. I hear you laugh in passing cars, like broken glass beneath the stars. We stood so close, yet miles apart, 2 silent storms, 1 fragile heart. Every glance we didn't dare to hold turned warmer than the words we told. If I reached out, would you have stayed? Or was it always meant to fade? We learned too late what silence means. It tears apart the in-between. We live between the words we never spoke. In every touch we almost broke. A love so quiet no one knew, but I was always yours, weren't you? Now I'm drowning in what could have been, a film that never reached its screen. If I could rewrite all we were, I'd burn the fear, I'd break the blood. We live between the words we never spoke, and that's the way we both went broke. Old apartment, fading light, your shadow vanished into night. A cigarette, a trembling hand, a future neither could have planned. I still return to that last door where nothing feels like truth anymore. Your footsteps haunt the empty floor like something I can't close or ignore. We were so close to being real, but scared to say the way we feel. And every second we let go is every scar I'll ever know. We live between the words we never spoke, like fragile dreams that softly broke. A love that never learned to scream, just lived inside a fading dream. Now I'm lost inside the echo room where every light begins to gloom. If I could hold you one last time, I'd turn our silence into rhyme. We live between the words we never spoke, and that's the night my heart still chokes. I should have said it when you were near, before the distance turned to fear, before the rain erased your name, before I learned what's never the same. Now every breath I take is slow, like I'm still there, but I don't know if love was real or just a sign that I was yours and you were mine. We live between the words we never spoke. In every lie we softly choked. A love that burned without a sound, too lost to ever be found. Now I'm singing to a ghost of light that disappeared into the night. If I could change the way we were, I'd choose the pain. I'd still prefer to live between the words we never spoke, even if it's what finally broke. No more words, no more us, just the echo. We never said enough. Late night rain on empty streets again. Neon lights are trembling in the wind. I walk along where we used to stand, two shadows lost but never holding hands. You were close, I could feel your breath, every silence saying more than death. But we were scared of what it meant, so we let the moment gently bend. And I still hear you in the quiet air, a word you never said, but it was there. Between the lines we were too afraid to read, a love too loud for us to ever speak. We never said it out loud, we let it burn, we let it drown. And every look we try to hide, and every tear we never cried. Now I'm singing to the ghost of you, in every lonely avenue. If love was truth we couldn't face, then we were just a falling grace. We never said it out loud, but I still feel it now. Old cafe where the time stood still, two cups of coffee, one windowsill. You traced your fears in the steam on glass, like you already knew it wouldn't last. I should've reached, I should've stayed, but pride was louder than what we made. Now every street feels like your name, echoing through a slow burning flame. And I still see you in the pouring rain, like a memory that refuses pain. We were so close to something real, but too far gone to ever heal. We never said it out loud, we let it fade into the crowd of passing cars and fading light, of almost loving and sleepless nights. Now I'm talking to the empty room, where your silence still consumes. If love was truth we couldn't face, and I was lost in your embrace. We never said it out loud, but it still haunts me If I could turn the night around, I'd break the silence, I'd hold your hand, I'd risk it all, before we learn how hearts can fall. But time don't wait, it don't forgive, it teaches what we didn't live. Now all I am is memory of what we were too scared to be. We never said it out loud, but it's screaming through the crowd. In every dream I can't escape, in every choice we didn't make. Now I'm a shadow of your truth, still breathing pieces left of you. If love was all we couldn't face, then we were lost in empty space. We never said it out loud, but I never let you again. And I finally say your name, but you're gone, still the same.